And so we've made it to Black Ops III, a polarizing game at launch that everyone now loves for a bunch of reasons. Personally, I absolutely hated the campaign. The only good thing I could say about it was that there actually was a campaign in the game. The multiplayer, while really fun and imaginative, was fundamentally flawed. The predatory loot box system damaged the game, very much so. But all that being said, I have almost 200 hours on this game on Steam alone, and I spent a good amount of time playing it on PS4 when it first came out, and even more time on Xbox One playing with my fiance. So clearly, it did something right, and that something was zombies. Black Ops 3 overhauled the mode with a leveling up system and weapon customization. Amazing features that still hit the balance of zombies still being about survival and not objectives. Yet. It also doesn't hurt that this is the best looking Call of Duty game to date, with how beautiful the graphics and aesthetics are, while being somewhat decently optimized. More so than the current titles, at least. The high amount of time spent on the PC version is due to the Steam Workshop. Activision, or Treyarch, or whoever, let the modders have access to their codes and assets, and thanks to that, they are near infinite custom zombies maps and game modes, some of which are better than the base game. That, and Zombies Chronicles, makes Black Ops 3 the best zombies experience. There's just one thing I dislike about the zombies here, and that's the maps actually from Black Ops 3. Such a contrast, I know, but I want to explain where I'm coming from with this ranking. I think the maps from Black Ops 3 go against the very basics of what made zombies fun in the first place. These are not casual maps. These are complex, hard to navigate, quest and story-based maps. Hell, even the story goes completely out of whack. As stated in my previous video, I don't like how the story goes from survival horror to multiverses and gods from different dimensions. The story is good, just not what zombies should be, in my opinion. And these maps aren't bad per se, they just aren't for me. But without further delay, let me rank for you, the viewer, Shadows of Evil, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubou No Shima, Gorod Krovi, and Revelations. The Giant will not be a part of this ranking, as it is basically a carbon copy of Der Riese, but prettier and with a different story. And because it is a different story, for the sake of compromise, I included it in the map changes every round vid, and not anything from Chronicles. God, this preamble is long. Let's go. Okay, of all the maps I've played on this ranking so far, this one was the least fun to play. So Zetsubou no Shima takes place in a dimension where the original Shinonuma lab was overrun by zombies, way before on the timeline. So Division 9 had to use this place to do their testing on Takio. The premise crew's goal is to collect all the souls of their other versions so they can save the universe and yada yada yada. Zetsubou is an island in the Pacific that has labs that experiment with creatures, meaning you're going to see some big ass spiders and whatnot. What I liked, I sort of like the aesthetics. It's like a dark and dreary version of Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, I think. I've never played that game, so I don't know. I like the spiders and killing them during the boss rounds. That's fun. It's cool. What I didn't like, the layout in this map is atrocious. Maybe I'm just bad, but even when following the power lines, I got lost a lot. To be honest, the layout could be nice and simple, but it doesn't matter because you can't see where you're going. The map is dark, and most of what you're going to see are vines and trees and all sorts of dark shades of green. Nothing stands out much. What makes it worse is that turning on the power is annoying too. You have to fill your bucket with radiated water and fill up 2 stations in the labs just to get access to the main bunker area. Sort of like Origins, where one power station activates the machines in the area, but all of them unlock Pack-a-Punch. The thing that kills it here is that the power doesn't stay on forever. The water needs to be refilled in both places. There is a way to keep it on permanently. I looked it up, it's in the bunker. But if I have to look up a video on how to do basic things like that and how to Pack-a-Punch, then this map fails in my eyes. I give shit to Origins for being complex, but in retrospect, it was all intuitive in comparison. Like, ooh, let's turn on the power in each station. I wonder what will happen if we power on all 6 stations. Oh look, Pack-a-Punch is open! Yay! For the balance of the ranking, while I'll have similar complaints about the layouts, they don't share in the Pack-a-Punch issue. When this map came out, I remember me and my friends in college, we never really played Zetsubou much because it didn't look appealing. We made the right call. This map is just not fun, man. Alright, so 4th and 3rd places were neck and neck, but I have a good argument for my placements. In 4th place, we have Gorod Krovi. In this map, Primus have to get Nikolai's soul, And so they go to a world where this Battle of Stalingrad, and thus World War II, never ended, due to the Germans having dragons and the Russians having mech suits. The setting of a war-torn Stalingrad city is interesting at first. The opening cutscene puts you in the mood to kick some ass. When you spawn, there is a giant dead dragon to your side that I actually missed the first time I played this map. I mean, he kind of blended into the wreckage, but whatever. Going through the buildings in the beginning part was rough. I mean, there are signs that say where you are and where power is, and whatnot, and that's good. It's just a little labyrinthian. Once you get to the power room at the Dragon Command Center and figure out how to pack a punch, the map makes a lot more sense. You get these code cylinders, and you have to put them in the right room's terminal and protect a capsule on the ground. Do this 3 times, get 3 parts, then go to the tank room, or was it the armory? And you get a thing to summon a dragon at the Dragon Command Center, and you ride that bad boy to a small house, and boom, you're golden. Only issue is after you pack a punch, I don't know, I personally didn't feel the need to explore more or get the other special weapons and buildables. The lore of Gorakovi isn't particularly interesting. We learn about Sophia, and for some reason Gersh is here. I'll say this though. The GKZ-45 aka Raygun Mark III is a beast. It's dual-wielded. One gun fires a mini ray gun beam that does some damage. The other one fires a yellow energy ball that holds the zombies in place. If you shoot the yellow ball with the green one, you make a black hole. But past that, this map doesn't really have much for me. Oh, and Dr. Monty, aka God, is introduced in this map, which really derails the tone of the entire game mode. On a related note, I remember watching the YouTuber L. Hudson's retrospective on Black Ops Zombies, and he mentions the tonal weirdness of having a wacky dragon and zombie-filled Stalingrad, in which the battle was the largest ever fought in human history. While I think there's enough difference to separate the two, is there any event in history or place in the real world that you, the viewer, would think would be completely inappropriate for a zombies map? I may give my answer during my Black Ops 4 video, but I want to know what you guys think. I find the subject way more interesting than Gorod Krovi, so let's move on. Alright, coming in at third place we have the beloved / overrated map, Shadows of Evil. Get your dislikes ready. I'm going to be honest with you, there are times when I consider this map to be the worst out of them all. There's something frustrating here for me. Like, how did they think it was okay to launch Black Ops 3 with this as the default map? Yeah, this is the only map that came with the game. If you wanted the giant, a casual magnet, you'd need to buy the season pass or wait until they sold the map separately. But right when you spawn in, you see how far apart it is from what zombies is supposed to be, or at least in my opinion. But why is that? What's going on in this map right here? Shadows of Evil takes place in the same universe, world, dimension thing as Mob of the Dead and Origins, and it follows 4 characters in Morgue City, who are all tricked into killing someone by the wicked Shadow Man. We have Neil McDonough, a corrupt cop who killed a potential rat. Jeff Goldblum, a famous magician whose wife had caused him serious debt, whom he later killed. Rob Perlman, a boxer who, in the 5th, his ass did not go down. And Heather Graham, an actress who killed the paparazzi that caught her getting railed, getting absolutely split open and pounded by some casting director or some such. They're all cursed, ooh, and only through the Shadow Man can they be saved. Or so they think. Alright, let's get into my gripes real quick. I don't care much for the Cthulhu-looking, Lovecraft cats-looking vibe of the map. All this tentacle monster shit doesn't feel right for zombies. Or at least not like for a launch map. Maybe for like a feature in a special map later on, like how there is no gravity in some parts of Moon. I don't know how else to explain that part. The layout, like with all this damn game, is tricky. I find myself going in circles when I'm trying to leave a section of the map. If it's not easy to tell, I am shit at directions. You know what? All my complaints on layout design, take them at half value. I have a smooth brain. I guess my last complaint is, I don't like those flying things that gack on you with acid. Oh, and maybe it's just me, but I find Jeff Goldblum's character in this really fucking annoying. Like, shut up. I guess on some level, I am jealous of the amount of enjoyment some of these bigger zombies YouTubers have with Shadows. I've heard them heralded as the best map, period. A masterpiece akin to Mob of the Dead. Like, so many people come over this map. I wish I shared that enthusiasm, trust me. I'd rather enjoy something than not. but when I go back to this map, it's like I expect one experience, but get another. But I remember even back when this game released, my college friends and I didn't care much for this map, and preferred the Giant. But what do I like about this map? It's about those aforementioned maps, after all. I do like the aesthetics of Mork City. It reminds me of Arkham Knight in some ways. I really love the story. It feels like a classic old black and white noir film. Like you have the detective, the femme fatale, all of those themes and traits. To cut that part. I like how becoming the beast is explained efficiently on what each ability does. I like how the pack-a-punch process is linked directly to the story. And I like how the main hub of the map is, well, a main hub. And it shows you where each perk is by the broken bottles before each gate. The Apothecon Servant is also a good black hole machine. I like how when the Easter egg ends, Richtofen snatches a summoning key and dooms that entire reality to oblivion. That's funny, even if the Easter egg did introduce those weird ass keepers and Apothecons. But what else can I say? I wish I liked Shadows more, but to me, it ain't. Our penultimate map in this whole operation is Revelations, the clip show, Secret Wars, Crisis, Zombies map, that serves as the finale to the Black Ops III story. So yeah, the Primus crew finally have all the souls they need and ascend to Agartha to put things right. Or so they thought. Little did they know that the Shadow Man was in the summoning key this whole time and wrecks chaos onto this perfect world. It's up to the Primus crew to, yet again, fix everything. This leads into a map that is basically a hodgepodge of several older zombies maps, including Nacht, Verrucht, Kino, Mob, Buried, Origins, Der Eisendrache, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Well, I can't complain about the layout. Each area is visually distinct to each other. If I get lost, then fuck me. And it's not like they copied and pasted those parts from the older maps. Different parts are open and closed off. Like in the Kino section, the door to the spawn area is closed off, but you can go up the seat section to the projector room. To pack a punch, you gotta purify 4 altars all throughout the map, and then go to the Noctur and Toten hub to stick the big ass Apothecon from the spawn, and then proceed to get vored by him to get the pack a punch. Past that, I don't really have much to say about Revelations. It's a fun map, nothing really too new in this one. I guess that's a flaw with a map. It's what you know and nothing new. I know that's a weird thing to say after I was bitching and moaning about all the new stuff they added to all these maps in Black Ops 3, but what can I say? I'm a complex man. But due to the lack of new content offered by this map, I couldn't live with myself if I said it was my favorite of Black Ops 3. If I had to pick one map to call my personal favorite of all of the Black Ops 3 offerings, it's Der Eisendrache. This map takes place in a castle on the snowy Alps that's been repurposed by Group 935 as a launch pad to Griffin Station on the moon. Primus comes here after Richtofen disrupts the timeline by killing his Ultimus counterpart. They come here in order to get Dempsey's soul for the summoning key. The map is absolutely beautiful, the best looking map in all of Black Ops 3 in my opinion. The graphical capabilities of the PS4 are pushed to the brink by this bad boy. In fact, this was my wallpaper on my PS4 for a bit. I mean, look at the detail in this map. Plus, it's a castle. I love castles, and what fun it is to explore the halls and armories and all the different little rooms. It's cool seeing the contrast of the scientific technology against the ancient stonework. The Wolf Bow and Arrow is a cool wonder weapon, and the process of getting it is very identical to that of the Hell's Retriever in Mob of the Dead. It's all very intuitive, as is the process of Pack-a-Punch, which is just teleporting the parts of the Pack-a-Punch machine as you see them throughout your routes. Yeah, some walkways feel narrow, and some rooms don't feel like there's a lot going on. But in my recent playthrough of getting the footage, this was the map that I had the most fun on. Past that, I've not really much else to say. It's a gorgeous looking map that takes advantage of Black Ops 3's engine. The layout is well made, and the features of this map are interesting, leading to a fun experience overall. What can I say about Black Ops 3? It's the best COD for zombies, regardless if you have a PC or not. The goldmine of custom content leads to weeks worth of replayability. It's just the actual maps from the game I don't see eye to eye with, and I wish I did. I wish I had the same pleasure in the Black Ops 3 original maps that everyone else does. I don't like not enjoying things, trust me. I'd rather find joy in everything that I do, as does everyone. I suppose I do have fun going through these maps, but not as much fun as going through, say, Chronicles, or the other Zombies games. But Black Ops 3 has something for everyone, and I plan on spending another million hours of my life playing this game. Just not on Zetsubou No Shima is all. But guys, that is it for my Black Ops 3 ranking. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in my Black Ops 4 ranking videos. Yes, videos plural. You'll see what I mean. Till then, take care.